all day long, all I've been listening to is people offering thoughts and prayers to the victims, thoughts and prayers to the victims. Well, guess what? There's a couple 18 and 16 and 15 and 14-year-olds. They don't want your thoughts or your prayers. They want action. One of them is a wonderful young man, and I wish he were a lot older than his 18 years because he certainly speaks a lot older. I wish I could bring him onto my show and interview him because he is so eloquent. And this young man, David Hogue, he is not a politician. He's not a parent. He is not somebody who is saying, well, we need to mourn first, and then we can talk politics. He is someone who actually less than 24 hours ago actually lived through the worst day of his life because he was there. He was at Parkland, Florida, at Douglas High School. His sister, his baby sister, a freshman, saw two of her best friends killed in front of her. And he had a few things to say to Allison Camerata on CNN today. And he was amazing. So eloquent, so composed. It's not surprising to Political Paula that Mr. David is part of the school newspaper and that he is a journalist in the making. Because as he said to Allison Camerata this morning, while he was ducking and covering, he was also doing something else. He went into journalism mode. This kid is 18. Remember what I'm about to tell you. Remember, he is 18 years old. And he was in one of his classes and he heard shots fired. And as he was ducking, he thought to himself, you know what? First, he was trying to find his sister. And then he said, well, you know what? I'm sitting here in my high school classroom. I'm 18 years old. This is the 18th school shooting this year alone since January 1st. And I'm going to record this. So he took his phone out and he recorded everything that was happening around him. And you know why he did that? Because he said, if I don't make it out, and if the people around me don't make it out, I want a record of what happened to us. I want this story told. Now think about this. Please think about this. People who are talking, well, this isn't the time for politics. This isn't the time to talk about gun control and better background checks and making sure that people who we know are a threat to anybody who post it on social media that I'm going to shoot somebody, but are not investigated because they have the right to say whatever they want. Think about this 18-year-old kid hunkering down in a classroom and taking his phone out to record what he believed might have been the last thing he ever did in his life. Not to get 1 million views on YouTube, not to get more Instagram followers, but because he thought somebody's going to see this and they might learn something. Because I'm not going to be here to see how many followers I get or how many views I get. But I want people to know what happened here today. Think about that. And this young man made it out. And they can't even show his video on the news. That's how horrific it is. Allison Camerata from CNN said, we want to show your video, and we will, but we have to edit it because it is so horrific. This young man did what seasoned veterans don't do. Reporters don't do. 18 years old, not knowing if he's going to live or die. And he's like, I need people to know what happened here today. And he hits that record button. And he has it all on tape. This young man had another message. And I have to put my glasses on for this one. He had a message that was so poignant and so well thought out, and I don't want to screw his words up. He said, ideas are great, but ideas stay ideas, and children die. David, young Mr. David, a hopefully future journalist and hopefully future politician, I really hope that one day he is the future of our leaders in this country. He begged. He said, I don't want thoughts. I don't want prayers. I want action. What are you going to do, Washington? Please. Children are dying. What are you going to do to protect us? Why is it, and this is me, why is it that this nutcase was known so well? He walks into this school, he shoots up people he has never even met. They don't know him, but they should have. Because when the teachers expelled him last year, they warned everybody, do not let him come on this campus. He is dangerous. He has made threats. He's a gun nut. He's showing other students pictures of his gun collection. Then in September, I want to be a professional school shooter. Everybody in that school should have known this guy, what he looked like. And the minute he was seen anywhere near campus, he should have been immediately arrested. But you know what? Oh, he has rights. He has the right to say anything he wants on YouTube. He has a right to say on his Facebook page that he wants to kill a bunch of people at his school. He's just venting. What about those 17 people who are dead? What rights do they have? Do they not have the right to go to school and feel safe? To go to school and come home safe? To go to school and not have their parents get the phone call that they have to go to the morgue and identify their 14-year-old child by the clothes they were wearing, blood-stained clothes that they left the house in because their face is gone. Where are their rights? Where are the rights of me? Where are my rights to be able to go to the mall, to go to a concert, to go to a restaurant, to go to a marathon, to go to a nightclub? And for the children that I love, I'm not a parent, but my God in heaven, I love a lot of kids that go to school every day. Gavin and Michaela and KK and Cece. And my God in heaven, if anything like this ever happened to them, I would be freaking the hell out. And they're not even my kids. I can't imagine what it feels like to be a parent. To be standing outside, waiting, and seeing this child run into their parents' arms and be reunited. Thank God they're safe and you're so happy. Oh, good, your child's safe, and you keep looking. You're looking. And another child runs out and, oh my gosh, it looks like maybe it's your child. And they run into somebody else's arms. And the children keep running into other parents' arms. And you're standing there. And you never see your baby. You never see your child running toward you. Because your child's laying in the morgue with their face blowing off. Because a monster's rights were more important than your baby's rights. God forbid somebody calls somebody mentally ill in public. God forbid the FBI go and knock on the door of somebody who has just said, I want to be a professional school shooter in public on social media. God forbid they interfere with his daily routine. My God. These children are dead. And they didn't do anything. And I'm sorry about those of you who think that buying a gun is more important owning a bunch of guns, having that AR-15 to make your dick look bigger. Because I got an AR-15. Don't matter what I got down here. I got this up here. I'm important. Yeah. You're real important, all right. Ask a mother who just had to identify her child by maybe the blue jeans that they were wearing when they left for school yesterday, or maybe this was the first day because it was Valentine's Day. They let their daughter wear a miniskirt to school. Maybe it was a warm day, so even though they don't usually let their daughter wear shorts, she wore shorts that day. And the shorts had a little heart on them for Valentine's Day. And that is how that child is going to be identified. No funeral director in the country, in the world, can make these children look beautiful again, so that their parents can view them one last time and kiss them on their head and say that final goodbye. Not going to happen. There'll be closed caskets. There's a GoFundMe account right now, and make sure you don't get fooled by a fake one. There is an official GoFundMe account. You can look it up. Because no parent of a 14 or 15-year-old plans for their funeral. They plan for college. They plan for their wedding day. They might have an extra room set aside for when the grandchildren come to stay overnight. These parents will never experience that, of course, because this monster's rights came before their children's rights to go to school and to be safe. You know, in Texas, we had this man who had been threatening his ex-wife and her family. They knew about it, but yet he just walked into a gun store, bought a gun, and shot up the church. His ex-wife wasn't there, her family wasn't there, but he killed a lot of innocent people. This is what we're talking about. And you know, I keep hearing these Congress people coming on, mostly Republican, most of them who have had huge contributions made to their campaigns from the NRA, the National Rifle Association, who basically buys their way in to making sure that people like this monster can continue to buy AR-15s and kill a lot of innocent people. That's their job. Make sure that anyone who wants a gun can get a gun, because it's their right. I would like to invite these congressmen who say this isn't the time to talk about it. Well, when is it going to be the time, Mr. Congressman? When is it going to be the time, President of the NRA? Because if we say we have to wait until we're done mourning this latest tragedy, well, by the time we're done mourning, by the time another story takes over, another White House scandal with Trump and whatever's going on there, okay, now we can talk about it. Oh, wow, wait, there's another school shooting. More dead, more innocent children killed. Well, we can't talk about it now. We're mourning. What lovely Mr. David Hogue said this morning said, you know what? We don't need your thoughts and we don't need your prayers. We need your action. And I agree, because I would like to ask, and I love this movie. I watch it a lot. I own it. And the band played on. And this was about during the AIDS virus. You might think, what does that have to do with anything? She's lost her mind. No, I haven't. Because at one point, there was a way to stop AIDS from being spread through the blood supply, killing a lot of people. Hemophiliacs, young children were dying. And they said, well, it's too expensive to test the blood supply. And this doctor looked at the one person and said, how many dead hemophiliacs do you need? Please let us know so we don't waste your time anymore. Or when you spend more money on lawsuits than you spend saving people's lives. Well, I have a good question. I want to say the same thing to Congress, to our president, to the FBI, to those who are so afraid of fucking somebody's rights up in order to save innocent lives. Messing with a monster's daily routine by knocking on his door and saying, you know, we kind of found out you wrote something on social media. We'd like to talk to you. We'd like to maybe take a look around. You have a lot of weapons here. God forbid they do that. So here's what I'm going to end with. How many dead children do you need? How many dead heroes, like the football coach who threw himself in front of bullets to save his students? Please, let people like me, let people like young Mr. David Hogue know, so we don't bother you anymore with our little shows and our little interviews when we beg you to do something to save our children, to make them safe in American schools. Let us know so we stop annoying you with our petty little political discussions. Let us know when our rights, when law-abiding, innocent people who simply want to go to school and get an education, go to a concert and listen to country music, or go to church to worship our Lord. Let us know when we're going to feel safe doing that. And until then, we'll just shut our mouths and stop bothering you. You have all those kids dead at Columbine. You have 20 kindergartners dead at Sandy Hook. You got 60 dead in Las Vegas. You've got those worshipers in the church in Texas dead. Now you've got this. I guess it's not enough. It's not enough yet. But I would love for somebody to just finally come and tell me, because I wasted a lot of breath and a lot of tears today. I didn't send many prayers because prayers don't work. Prayers aren't going to bring those kids back. Prayers aren't going to turn the clock back to 2 days ago. And maybe some parents would say, why don't you stay home from school today? It's Valentine's Day. Let's do a special treat day. I bet they wish they would have. I'm going to leave you with something else I heard. Is one young man had always said to his mom, I'm so afraid of a school shooting, Mom. Maybe I should be homeschooled. And she said, oh, baby, no. Because this is what parents do. No, we live in a good community. Your school is safe. And it was. Until yesterday. And I bet you that young man, who thankfully made it out alive, is going to be being homeschooled for the rest of his high school education. So let us know, Congress. Let us know, President Trump. Let us know, NRA. Let us know how many dead, innocent people you need before you finally do something about it. And in the words of Mr. David Hogue, I hope I'm pronouncing his name properly. It's H-O-G-G. You are such an eloquent young man, a smart and intelligent young man, and I hope to see more of you in the future. You have a bright future. You want to come on this show? You want to talk to me by phone? I'm here. I'm going to tag you in this show. You're a wonderful young man, and you have a lot to say. And I'm going to end my show today with, first of all, love shows and grows. But young David, I'm not going to offer you thoughts and prayers. I'm going to offer you grief and pain and frustration that your country and your government has let you down. They let you down yesterday. They let your sister down and her best friends, who unfortunately passed away. They let her down. We've let you down. And you're going to learn from this. And you're going to go very far places and do amazing things. So I'm going to leave this show with your words. Ideas. Ideas are great. Ideas get you elected. But ideas don't save children's lives. Actions do. And these children are begging you, our government, in Congress, for action. Are we going to continue to let them down? Political Paula, out.